I can't lie, this Charlie Kirk shooter situation is very suspicious. You know, I wanted to react to this because it kind of opened up the conversation that I left y'all with on the last video, man. Like, the fact that this happened and the way it happened, y'all gotta understand, bro got sniped. And he was on a college campus. They're saying potentially that the shooting happened from over 200 meters away. And if y'all don't know, that level of skill and accuracy can't happen from just like an average rage baiting Joe that just picked up a weapon and just, you know, popped off. Like, no, this is a skilled, trained professional, bro. Or at least that's what it would seem like. The fact that freedom of speech has brought upon a situation like this where somebody lost their life over an opinion, whether you agree with that opinion or not. Look, can openly say, like, I didn't really rock with Buddy. I overly disagreed with 98, I could goddamn say 100% of what the nigga was talking about in most of his shit, right? But I didn't wish death on him, nor would I wish death on anybody that I disagree with, bro. Like, so it's a scary time in America right now. Let's get into this Poetic Flacco video, bro, and see what it's talking about. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? Link in the description from my Twitch. You know what to do. Let's do it.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet.
There's something very weird going on with this Charlie Kirk situation. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this before, ever. Charlie Kirk was murdered in broad daylight, in front of thousands of people. Now, when the incident first happened, within minutes, they told us, we got our guy. We got the suspect in custody. But after being told that this was the shooter, that this was the guy who killed
this guy,
Charlie Kirk, even the optics showed that he was a criminal. They was dragging him away, both feet in the air, told him, not giving him an opportunity to pull up his pants while people are screaming at him. We for sure thought, okay, yeah, this is the guy. Then, like,
did they even see, like, why did they even pick him up initially? Did he have a gun on him?
We found out like an hour or so later, no, this is not the guy. He was released from custody. Then we said, okay, like, that's weird. Arresting the wrong guy and treating him in that manner seems like something really big to just mess up. So, yeah. But we thought, okay, maybe, listen, man, all right, the description is an older white male with similar clothing on, and they just arrested the wrong older white male with similar clothing on. Come to find out, that theory would be wrong because they took another person in custody. This time, the description is the opposite of the initial suspect that was arrested.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, one thing we also learned was that the gun wasn't recovered at the scene. So it sounds like he managed to do his pre-operational planning, find that spot, line it up where he thought, you know, his victim would be, take out Kirk with a single bullet, pack up the weapon, maybe break it down, put it into a smaller bag. If you get off that roof, you have access right to a parking lot where he could have easily gotten into a car and left. In the video canvas, what we don't know, did they get a good image of him or was it just the clothing? Were they able to get a license plate reader of a car leaving that took them to a name? But we know there's an individual about 25 years old who's in custody as that person of interest. But
wow.
This is where it starts, not where it finishes.
Oh, this is very odd. Because what was the tip off for us to even arrest the older white guy, and then the guy that is potentially the actual suspect is the exact opposite? Young dude, 25 years old. Whoa.
That means getting, as Evan pointed out, a search warrant for the house, a search warrant for the car. Do you then recover the gun? Can you match the ballistics? They have a lot of work to do tonight. And they have to figure out, was he acting alone? Who else is there? Who's he in communications with? They have a lot of work to do tomorrow, too.
That left me even more confused. So the suspect is actually 25 years old, and he actually doesn't fit the description of the 60-plus-year-old man y'all arrested initially at all? Then why was a 60-plus-year-old man arrested?
Why was he even on the radar?
That was my first sign. Okay, yeah, there's something confusing going on. I don't feel like the personnel know what they're doing at this point in time as they investigate Charlie Kirk's murder at all. But at this particular point in time, they believe the 25-year-old that was in custody was the shooter. The FBI director, Kash Patel, he even came to Twitter with a fist in the air, letting people know, we got our guy. We arrested Charlie Kirk's shooter. He's in custody at the moment. Kash Patel writes, the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with FBI. We will provide updates when able. So, I mean, like, bro, when you're thanking them for their work, it kind of had the tone of, yeah, like the investigation, it's a wrap.
Yeah, we got him.
We got our subject
We
in
got
custody. We're going to move forward investigating him, trying to get the house subpoena, the house search, and things of that order. He was speaking as if it was a done deal, as if it was a wrap. But usually when it's a done deal and it's a wrap, we would have the name of who the shooter is. We'll have to picture the image of who the shooter is.
That's true too. Because we seen when they thought it was the old nigga, we seen it right away. Now it was kind of on the news, and it was fresh on the scene of what was happening as well. So I don't know.
Idea of what the shooter's identity is, but that never came out. And minutes went by, and videos began to surface of what people will say is the alleged shooter that was arrested and put in custody at the moment. But that shooter, or the person who was being put in custody, if that's the 25-year-old, is not 25 at all. It looks like that's another person with another demographic that was being arrested and put in custody.
What the fuck? There's no way that guy's 25, even if he was fucking age maxing.
I think they just found the guy right outside of Carry On.
Not a chance.
Rifle on this dude's dash, and they just handcuffed him.
What's going on, yo? Bro, I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. I told y'all this in the last video, bro. Something's weird. Like, I've watched enough movies, gang. I've watched too much movies. Something weird in America is going on, bro.
I don't know about y'all. That don't look like no 25-year-old. That looks like a man who's in his mid-40s.
Facts.
To say the least. Mid-40s, maybe 50s. So it looks like that's another suspect. All right. So we're asking, okay, where's the 25-year-old? What's his identity? Before we could really speculate, because people were beginning to speculate that the 25-year-old was this random Twitter account that belonged to this like transgender who made a threat to Charlie Kirk the day before he got to campus, claiming that something bad was going to happen the day of campus. So everybody was already running with the assumption the 25-year-old was this transgender dude on Twitter.
Oh, if it's a shooter, baby, the community. So this person here goes to the university. Of course, they, them, and look at what he said yesterday. He says here, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. And then he writes, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow.
What the fuck?
So a student is saying this yesterday, and I also find it very, very odd that the person asking the question was asking Charlie about shooters before he got shot. So, FBI, Cash Patel, whoever the fuck this dude is, yeah, I think you should look into this.
This is it. Yep, there it is. I agree. Chuck, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Because serious, we put on the federal budget here and everything's fine. Okay, now mine is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counts it or not counting gang violence.
Great.
So you're gonna try and tell me that this student last night said, oh, just wait for something big to happen tomorrow, and then the person asking the question was asking about shooters and he gets shot? I'm just saying, I'm just saying, and if the shooter is this fucking psychotic community, oh, y'all going down, motherfucker.
Come to find out, that was not the shooter that was in custody.
Bro, what is going on?
And as of now, there's no word on whether or not that person has been questioned or arrested. But the shooter that was actually in custody, or the alleged shooter that was in custody, the 25-year-old, his name is Zachariah Qureshi. And up until about an hour ago,
this nigga looks crazy as shit.
Everybody was...
But I don't even know if I can put that on him. It could just be a bad shot. Maybe he ain't do it, bro. I don't know who the fuck did it.
Important that this was the guy who killed Charlie Kirk. Come to find out, that's not true. But then Kirk Patel came back to Twitter and let us know, yeah, sorry, we thought we had him. We don't got the shooter, people. The 25-year-old that we had in custody, we released him because he had nothing to do with it. See, Kash Patel took to Twitter and he says, the subject in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency. There's something scary and spooky going on here, bruh. The shooter was able to shoot Charlie Kirk precisely, and he was able to aim and hit his mark 200 yards away on his belly on a roof.
So I'm trying to say, this ain't no, oh, I'm just gonna pick up a weapon and go. Like, this is a professional, gang.
Hit his target, and he was able to pack up, break his...
I'm gone. Nobody's seen it.
Gun down like this, pack it up, and get out of there before being identified, seen, or...
And the FBI, nobody can find him. And we got all these different... Bro. Something crazy is going on here. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't like to be... I'm not one of the conspiracy ass niggas, but... Bro, this is what I was telling y'all in the last video. That don't make no sense.
Caught by anybody? Nah, that was a professional who did that, bruh. It had to be a professional now. Had to be, man. Yo, to pack up that good... Nah, come on, bro. Nah, man. Now, listen. I can't recall a time where somebody this high profile got murdered in broad daylight in public like this in a mass shooting fashion, and we don't know who did it within a few hours. Come on, bro. The only people capable of doing something this clean and undetected is a professional. Now, Trump did address the country and spoke about Charlie Kirk. Now, I'll say this, maybe it's somewhat of a good thing that the killer has not been identified before Trump's speech, because it kind of gives Trump the opportunity to come and just express himself. If the killer or the shooter was identified and their identity fits within the bubble of the people they've been trying to disseminate or tell people to fear, like trans shooters or like black folks or Mexican folks. Yo, if the shooter had fit into that category, we might have heard a more divisive speech from Trump, but I think for the most part, Trump gave a speech, that was pushing for unification of America right now.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate.
I don't know about joyfully,
His mission was to bring
but there's not time for jokes. I'm just genuinely saying.
young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals.
It was going so good, and then he hit us with, like the division. I do believe language like this is divisive.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like it'll be a victory if somebody retaliated and a famous leftist creator got hit. I don't feel like anybody will feel like, oh, mission accomplished, job is no. I feel like we're in this together. And I don't feel like rhetoric, demonizing and vilifying the left, I don't feel like that would help us as America right now, because we need healing, bro. We're too divided.
This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our...
Bro. I just can't help but feel like something big is coming, bro. I just can't help but feel like something big is coming, gang. I cannot lie, man. Again, you know me, bro. I'm not the very political guy. I try to really stray away from political topics, but again, I think we're entering a conversation. This ain't just about politics, bro. This is humanity. This is all of us right here in the United States. Woo! It's like actually chilling to the bone.
Our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York.
I said that's what I'm saying. I'm picking up on patterns, gang.
To the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others. Radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people.
See, that's the thing with Trump, though, bro. He's attacking the side when it's like, bro, when you say shit like that so specifically, it only furthers the division, bro.
And taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died. The values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God.
Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you think can heal America right now? What do you think is the path with the least resistance, or the path that you believe right now the country needs? Because I don't feel like the path of where we point fingers.
That's not it. Again, I really don't. I can't honestly say I have the answer. And y'all let me know in the comments for real. Like, for real. What are your opinions? Because I definitely don't think pointing... It's them. It's like, yo, okay, just because you don't agree with them, that doesn't mean all the people on that side are evil people wanting people to die, gang. So that can't be the answer. And I think that's, honestly, I think that's a very poor judgment call on Trump's end, bro. Especially so fresh off tragedy, day of. I'm not saying that he's the president of the United States and that was his man's. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have said nothing, but to get up on there and then start pointing that finger right away, like pointing that finger, it was them. They're the one. It's like, yo, that only furthers the division. That only furthers the divide. That only, you know, I dare say makes people feel even more enabled and empowered to do these terrible things. I'm scared, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This one of them ones make a nigga just like, yo, I'm about to stay my ass inside. Make sure I got my guns. Make sure I'm stocked up on food, because I don't know what the fuck is going on out here, bro. Shit is very, very scary. Like shit you see in the movies, G.
And blame other people for... That's going to lead us down a dark path
Dark.
very fast.
Dark.
Let me know in the comment section, what do
y'all let me know what y'all think, man, on some shit. At the end of the day, lead with love, bro. Lead with love. And right now, in times like this, we need it more than ever, bro. We need it more than ever. Where you at, family? I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all stay safe, man. And don't feed into this negative bullshit. But the conversation need to be had. Make sure, yo, and you know, I will say this though. I'm seeing some of y'all get out of character in the comments, bro. Especially on the last video on this topic, bro. Look, lead with love. I'm cool with your opinions. This is a world where we need to have freedom of speech. But some of y'all nasty, bro. Some of y'all really be on some nasty shit. You need to check that shit, bro. Think about that. If it was you, regardless, you got people in your life that you love and you might not necessarily agree with everything that got going on. Would you want to see them just leave Earth like that? No. Show some respect. All right, man. I'm out of here. Where you at, family? Peace.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet.